Mid-Autumn Festival is just around the corner, and that means mooncakes. If you don't know what mooncakes are, first of all, you're missing out. And secondly, it's a traditional Chinese dessert that's usually eaten around this time of year while you celebrate the festival, watch the moon, and enjoy some quality time with your family. But the thing is, I moved to the UK, which means a box of decent mooncakes costs about £50. So instead of going broke, I'll be attempting to make them from scratch today. What could possibly go wrong?
Well, for starters, I had to hunt down some pretty specific ingredients. 3 Asian supermarkets and 2 late-night Amazon orders later, here's what I ended up with. Salted duck egg yolks, the soul of the filling. Lotus seed paste. You can buy pre-made or make it yourself with dried lotus seeds, sugar, oil, and about 3 hours of stirring. Golden syrup, plain flour, neutral vegetable oil, and lye water. That's the secret combo for the mooncake skin. Baijiu, or Chinese liquor, for spraying on the egg yolks and maybe for a sip or two on the side. Essential tools you didn't know you needed. A pastry brush, a tiny spray bottle, and of course, a mooncake mold. And finally, about 5 hours of your time, or 3 if you're quick, plus a whole lot of patience. To make the mooncake skin, first mix oil, golden syrup, and lye water. I know that last one sounds scary, but it's a secret that gives mooncakes that classic golden brown color and soft texture. It's widely used in Chinese baking and cooking for centuries, like in sticky rice dumplings or noodles, so a little bit doesn't kill nobody. Next, add your flour and knead into a dough, and let it rest for 2 hours. Don't rush this part or your mooncakes will crack. Consider this your opportunity to question your life choices or just doom scroll. In the meantime, we can prep the duck egg yolks. Lay them out on the tray, spray with a little baijiu, and bake for about 10 minutes. This will get rid of any unpleasant eggy taste, give the yolks a crumbly, buttery texture, and make sure they're cooked through when the mooncakes bake. Salted duck egg is a very common food in China. We'd eat it with congee or use them in desserts. The whites are super salty, but the yolks, that's the good stuff. My dad never really said I love you to me, except maybe once when he was drunk. But every time he had salted duck eggs, he would always save the yolk for me and eat the white himself. I guess that's how Chinese dads say I love you. Silently, with a lot of cholesterol. It's been 2 hours. I think we're finally ready to make mooncakes now. I've got the mold, the filling, the duck egg yolk, and the chilled dough. My mold makes a 75-gram mooncake, so the perfect ratio is 45 grams of filling to 30 grams of pastry skin. Start with the lotus paste. Divide it into even pieces, about 35 grams each, and roll them into smooth balls. Flatten one gently and shape it into a tiny bowl. Place the salted yolk in the center and wrap the paste around it. Use the curve between your thumb and index finger to guide the paste upward while your other hand presses the yolk down and around it. Once all the fillings are wrapped, move on to the skin. Divide the dough into 30-gram pieces and roll them into small balls, keeping the rest covered with cling film so they don't dry out. Then wrap each filling with pastry skin using the same spin and press motion. You want a thin, even layer all around. Too thin, the pastry cracks in the oven. Too thick, and you'll lose that delicate balance of skin and filling. Mooncakes go back thousands of years. In ancient China, people worshipped the moon for a good harvest. But over time, the festival became less about worship and more about reunion. Families gather, share food, and look at the same full moon, no matter how far apart they were. Now comes the most satisfying part, molding. Dust the dough balls lightly with flour so they don't stick. Press down firmly but gently for a few times. When you lift it, there it is, the perfect print. But here's the catch. Once it's out, there's no popping it back in and reshaping it. Don't try and don't ask me how I know. Lay the beautiful mooncakes on the tray and spray them lightly with water. This will prevent the crust from cracking, and bake at 180 for 5 to 6 minutes to set the pattern.
Into the oven it goes. After 5 hours.
Then take them out and let them cool. Brush on a thin, even layer of egg wash. Seriously, paper thin. Too much and you'll ruin the design. This is where a proper pastry brush makes all the difference, not one of those chunky plastic ones. Then bake again for 10 to 15 minutes until they turn a deep golden brown. Every oven is different, so babysit your mooncakes. Squat by it if you have to, because 1 minute too long and that's 5 hours of work down the drain.
They actually turned out pretty good. And my kitchen smells incredible. They are rock hard right now. And the next step would be to let them rest for 3 days so that the oil in the filling can be better absorbed into the pastry skin. And then the mooncakes will get super soft and have that amazing ooey and gooey texture that they're known for. The whole process is called wayyyy, which literally means the return of the oil. So I'm just gonna resist my urge and not touch it for 3 days. But by then, it will be Mid-Autumn Festival.
I always think about my first Mid-Autumn Festival here in the UK. I just arrived barely a week in, still quarantining in my tiny dorm room in Cambridge. My mom insisted I pack 2 mooncakes with me, and I remember that night I devoured them alone, sticking my head out of the window trying to figure out where the moon was. It was such a small thing, but in that moment I felt really connected to home.
I did not expect these to turn out this good. After a few days of resting, the mooncakes now have a really nice shine to them, and they feel a lot softer and denser, and smells amazing. I think the egg yolks are a little too big for this size, so they're a bit squashed, but overall I am very, very pleased with the final result. Moment of truth. The egg yolk is salty, but the pastry skin and the filling is sweet. Not too sweet. So it's a very lovely contrast, and I think it's a success. I don't know if anyone relates to this, but when I was a kid, I was obsessed with fruit-flavored mooncakes, like strawberry ones or melon ones, and I used to beg my parents to buy them. But of course, they were very reluctant because those are just really bad food with God knows how many additives and chemicals in them. Now I'm an adult, I am definitely team classic flavors, either lotus seed or red bean paste, and they have to have an egg yolk inside. Mid-Autumn Festival is definitely still one of my favorite times of year. It's all about family, reunion, love, and mooncakes. So go make some mooncakes and share them with the people you love. Happy Mooncake Day. I got half of the egg yolk. So good.